Nicky got me rolling, got me shaking, got me aching, got me twitching, got me snitching, got me making a fuss. Nicky got me bowled over, got me over his shoulder, got me slapping, got me whacking, got me smacking my lips. Oh, Nicolas Cage, oh, Nicolas Cage, he's an international treasure of ours, yeah.
Hello and welcome to at least four Prats production, where we're at least three Prats today, because Kieran is... Where's Kieran?
He's doing stuff.
He's doing stuff.
Kieran's doing stuff.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing is I'm stealing John's intro, because before this started, John did the intro twice when we weren't recording, and I thought it'd be a funny bit to steal his thunder, just a smidge.
Hello and welcome to an at least four Prats production of Nicolas Cage International Treasure, in which we talk about
mine was better.
Nicolas Cage's entire filmography. I'm John.
I'm
the guy you just heard riffing off of my intro in a terrible way was Daniel. And the guy who hasn't spoken yet is Nathan.
No, he did speak. He shouted from the kitchen.
No, he didn't.
He shouted from through by, and now he's just standing, staring.
The film this week is 2009's Knowing, directed by Alex Proyas, written by Ryan Douglas Pearson, Juliet Snowden, and Styles White. It stars Nicolas Cage, Chandler Canterbury, Rose Byrne, Lara Robinson. The synopsis is... Hang on, I've got a bit prepared.
Did you know, we were looking at the credits of this film. Nicolas Cage had a...
It's Christian propaganda!
What the fuck?
That's my bit.
That would have been so loud. You know, it's like 11 at night.
I'm sorry. We just dropped something.
Like,
It's fine, do you?
there
You
are
just
people below
walk in
us.
a room and drop pots.
So yeah, that's 2009's Knowing.
Yeah.
How did we find this film, gents?
I was blindsided by the fact that Nicolas Cage had two assistants, his own chef, his own trainer, his own driver, and his own security guard.
What are you on about?
We were looking at the credits for this film.
Oh, right, okay.
He had 6 people working for him.
That's what happens when you're
Specifically
A-list
in the
celebrity.
role of working for him. It
I
was
don't
interesting.
think he has 6 people working for him on Pig or Mandy or Willy's Wonderland.
No, but this is
I mean,
what
this is
this
the
is
first
what
credits
happens
I've
when
paid
you work
attention
for
to.
Alex Proyas.
What else has Alex Proyas made? Researchers?
He made I, Robot and other films like that from a similar time. This film came out in the same year as a film we have also covered,
G-Force!
which made more money than this film.
I'm not surprised. It was a kid's film.
Gods of Egypt, The Crow, Box,
The Crow, in which Bruce Lee's son died.
Phobos,
There's some
iRobot,
movie
Garage
trivia.
Days, Book of Dreams, Sting, a documentary on Sting.
He's done a bit of this and a bit of that.
He kind of looks like a character from like a Stefan Novak.
He looks like Alfred Molina if he let himself go.
Yeah, Alex has moved effortlessly between helming TV commercials and music videos to feature films.
Excellent. Well done. Well, you made a pretty shit film, Alex. I have to say.
I mean, it started off okay. The middle bit was kind of like, there was intrigue, but then the intrigue kind of got thrown away for a really weird finale.
The synopsis of this film,
It could have been fucking brilliant.
other than it being Daniel almost spilling beer all over the audio
I didn't
equipment,
really
That would've
fucking
been great.
spot.
um,
The other
Not
equipment's
good
on the
for
side of the
anyone else,
fucking
but great
table.
for me.
is that in 1959, Lucinda something is a child at a school.
Lucinda Embry.
And in America, in Boston, and at this school they bury a time capsule. And Lucinda has been writing a strange message which gets put into the time capsule.
She hears voices in her head.
Yes.
I'm surprised it even got put into the time capsule.
The message is a series of numbers with no apparent formula or fucking structure. 50 years later, Nicolas Cage, the widower and father of a half-deaf son, is struggling to keep his family life afloat and is an astrophysicist. His son goes to the same school, and they dig up the time capsule, and the son receives the message. At which point Nick Cage becomes obsessed with the message and starts to...
He's weirded out by it. But then he accidentally discovers the date of 9/11 and the exact number of people who died.
Yes.
And he's like, that's weird. And then he looks for the other numbers, and there's like this montage of him linking different events in the past to numbers on the thing. At which point he starts to realize that somehow this sheet of paper has been predicting like every major disaster in the last 50 years.
And it's been underground.
Yes.
And it all goes to the crescendo of that scene is when he discovers the date and amount of people killed in the hotel fire that his wife and mother of his child sadly perished in.
Yeah, that didn't.
I missed that.
That flew right over my head.
That flew over your head.
No.
Both
I've
times.
seen this film a lot. I go back to this film at least maybe 4 or 5 times a year.
Why?
I really like it.
What is there
this
to
film.
like? Is it like comfortable trash? Or is
I think the film could have
Does
been a
its theme speak to you on some kind
It
of
could have been
religious level?
is it the overt biblical messaging?
No, I think it's strange from Nick, who's like largely stayed away from the whole religious stuff because
Other
he
than
doesn't.
Left Behind.
Oh, that's one other thing because he's not a religious guy. But I think that this could have been a fucking phenomenal sci-fi film. Sci-fi thriller. I'm on board right up until the end.
Yeah, the ending.
When they're like, oh, they're aliens, and they're wanting to sort of rapture the children up and take them to another planet to start again.
Yes.
Where all those little children
They
are going to
become Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden on an alien planet.
But they're not the only
taken
Adam
away
and Eve.
by angels, like literal angels or alien angels.
Because I think the actual imagery of those really, so throughout the film we see these people that are very pale. They have
White hair.
like white hair, and
They
they are sort of following the family around.
creepy for the purposes of plot, of tension.
Yeah, and I think there's some great moments in it, like the car, or when they're when Jacob looks out the window at the guy, and the guy like gestures over, and everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. No. When he's in the guy's in his bedroom and he points over at the window and everything's on fire and there's deer.
And the light of a cross, a crucifix, illuminates over the room.
Does it? Oh fuck! I missed that. that.
I mean, it was a little bit.
It was up to interpretation, but I think it was there.
Yeah, by your interpretation.
Sure, but I don't know. It's I don't know.
There was enough religious allegory in it that, yeah.
I think it was a big time in Hollywood for disaster films around that sort of 5-year period.
Was 2012 made around the same few years?
Yeah,
Both of them?
And then also shit like Day After Tomorrow.
that was much earlier on in the 2000s.
28 Days Later. I feel like that was
much
same.
earlier on in the 2000s as well.
That might have been late 90s, 28 Days Later. No, it
No,
would have
it's
been
early
after
2000s.
Trainspotting.
Yeah.
Because it's Danny Boyle.
Mm-hmm.
And then they made 28 Weeks Later.
So After he notices the pattern, he points out to his
28
pal
days
at
later,
work.
apologies for interrupting, was 2002, and 28 weeks was 2007.
So he points it out to his pal and is like, oh, there might be a connection, who fucking knows. So Nick takes it upon himself to sort of go to... He figures out in the number sequence, it's the date, how many people are killed, and then random numbers that he can't figure out until he figures out that it's the latitude and the longitude of where it happens.
Yes.
And he takes it upon himself to drive to the next one where it's going to take place, and he's like, oh, what's happening here? So he's stuck in traffic.
Isn't that an accident?
Yeah, that's an accident.
He doesn't drive there deliberately. He just sort of ends up.
Oh, isn't that where he figures out what? Yeah,
subway.
Yeah, it's where he figures out the coordinates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's stuck in the car. It's raining, and he's thinking, oh, maybe this is the thing, and then out of fucking nowhere, this jumbo jet fucking flies in.
Yep.
And crash lands right through the fucking cars. Everything blows up. He pulls a woman out, and she's completely ungrateful that he's saved her life. He puts out a guy on fire that's burning.
Goes for the Oscar with the prolonged tracking shot.
That was such a... Can we talk about that scene? Because...
We are.
Yeah, I know we're talking... Yeah. We're going through a synopsis, but, it's like... You got my take on it, Nathan.
Yes.
He runs towards the burning plane, does nothing to help any of the burning people he sees. A man that is clearly on fire runs past him.
And he goes, hey!
Yeah, he yells at them, like, hey!
You should stop running!
Yeah.
You should stop being on fire!
Yeah, and then the running man just keeps going.
Of course.
A number of
He's
people
on fire.
are on fire and rolling, and he tries to help, but in just in a kind of hesitant standing around type of way.
Yes.
He pulls, I think, a dead person out of wreckage.
Right.
Or, that's the most he's helped so far.
Yeah. Well, no, he does put someone out. He rolls them over and pats them on the bum. And goes, on your way,
A
son.
crisp slap to send him on his way.
Yeah.
But, he maybe saves one person.
Right.
Generously.
Yeah.
And then he's told to go away by emergency services.
Yeah.
And he's like, alright.
Which is fair, because
he did nothing.
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he reaches into on fire airplane fuel like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I guess there's adrenaline, but also he reaches right into those flames.
Yeah, but he's wearing a cagoule.
He is. And if we know anything about cagoule, is that they're fireproof.
Yeah. Totally immune.
You just need the will to pull people out of a burning wreck of a plane. And you can do it because you're wearing a raincoat.
Cagoules. Do you have the will?
Stop it.
Let's start a cagoule.
We're going to get sued.
Cagoule.
Cagoule's not a brand. So I'm sorry I farted. Might be a bit stinky. Oh, fucking hell.
Our smell-o-vision listeners, mute your smell now.
Now take out your scratch and sniff card for this 4D experience.
For
That'd be good.
Stale
That'd
beer.
be really good.
Stale beer and
Okay.
farts.
No.
and fermented KFC.
In every DVD that you buy, there's a scratch and sniff catalogue. And at each time frame, there's a smell that you scratch and sniff.
Well, they did that. They did that during Spy Kids 4D.
Really? Yeah, but
There
that
was
was
also-
a cinema experience. I'm talking about inside the DVD case.
Well,
It's just for the best experience, smell a bunch of weird shit as you go.
They all smell like the same thing.
Yeah.
And the more you scratch off, the more the smells like congregate. There was a magazine I used to get when I was a kid, and it had scratch and sniff things for CBBC programmed shows and stuff.
Oh, someone already had this $1 million idea
Scratch them up.
in the era
There is a
beyond
reason
DVD.
that we don't have Scratch and Sniff anymore. It's because it wasn't very good.
Alright, in that case,
I had a
we
doctor.
just have tiny aerosolized cans that we just go...
That children huff.
Yeah, just a teeny huff.
just
So you get the
just
full
a hint of
experience.
solvent abuse.
Yeah.
I had a Doctor
Good for the
Who.
mind.
I had a Doctor Who magazine. So the one that had the Scratch and Sniff in it was I don't know if you guys remember the Slovene.
Yeah, the body snatchers.
So they basically wore skin over themselves. They wore
The
human skin
green
that
blob
made them
bodies.
that for some reason when they're wearing that skin they were very prone to flatulence.
Yes.
And they smelled very badly, and the Scratch and Sniff was what a Slovene smells like.
It was just
And
farts.
and it was rather grim.
I'm not slithering.
It was not nice. So
funny,
Scratch and Sniff.
Do you
doesn't-
remember the episode with Peter Kay?
Yeah, he was a blatherine.
It was like a one-off episode. The Doctor wasn't in it.
Yeah.
It was just
No, not blatherine. He was a. Oh God, he was an alien from the sister planet of Hexacoricophalabatorius, which is where the Slovene lived.
Oh right.
He he was from Clom.
Oh, good
Claw.
memory. He consumed people.
Yeah.
And then their faces would appear on his body. It was very fucking Cronenberg. Like,
he had
like terrifying as
So
a
he,
kid.
he had the people that had been consumed in that episode, but there was also faces on there of people that have obviously since departed.
No,
That have been consumed completely.
Jesus.
Wait, he consumes them a little at a time?
No, so he basically he's the episode is not actually the Doctor. It's a guy that spots the Doctor
Yeah.
and then joins a group of people who
Spots
are
him at
trying
a gym.
to hunt the Doctor. Yeah, just spots him at Pure Gym on the,
David Tennant's just there.
He's on the
Fucking
he's on the
mental
treadmill.
cardio.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're trying to find the Doctor, and then this fucking guy rocks up that's got all this information about the Doctor, but he won't touch people because he's got eczema, as he puts it. But it's really because when he touches people, that's how he consumes them.
So when he touches someone, do they just disappear into him?
They
So
like
it's one
pretty
and
much
done.
their
Yeah.
face
Alright.
appears on one part of his
No,
body.
I got that part.
Yeah.
I was wondering, like, does he eat them?
I guess, yeah.
Does he have like a freezer full of a
essence is
person
like-
for a couple weeks?
And he's the monster gets destroyed because all of the people that are in him,
Fight back.
yes, they
Oh,
pull
yeah.
apart and he blows up.
And there was the
So wait. They could have done this at any time.
But they were one group of people that were fighting to save. There was one guy, the guy who the episode was centered around, who was about to be consumed, and they were like, "No, we need to save him."
yeah.
So that
It's
was the
actually-
guy.
It's the most fucking heartbreaking episode, I swear, because this guy is in love with one of the women, and then after she sacrifices herself for him, it's beautiful, and then the Doctor, like all of the gunk sort of seeps into the paving stones, and the Doctor's like, "I've got an idea," so he goes at his screwdriver, and then later.
Such a fucking ex machina. He
goes at
fucking.
He goes at it with his screwdriver, and then the guy has managed to save his girlfriend, but it's just her face on a paving stone,
That's horrible.
and he keeps her in the room.
Have you rewatched these recently, or have they just been etched into your
They're
mind?
just etched in my brain because I had them. I had the whole of the David Tennant
Box
era
set.
on.
What do you
DVD.
do? What do you do with your girlfriend paving stone?
I can think of lots of things you can do.
No,
You
I-
step on her. Queen.
You just have her stacked up in the corner
I-
while you've
I
got
mean-
all your other bitches.
Is she just hanging on the wall in your living room and you have a conversation?
You build her into the fabrics.
Do you carry her around everywhere with you?
Yeah.
And then you inevitably have to get rid of her because she contains asbestos.
That's what we should do. Instead of fucking like the Walk of Fame in Hollywood, like in LA, where they've got all the names
Yeah,
and the
the
handprints.
faces.
They should have the cryogenically frozen faces just in little like glass containers.
Wait,
That's
so
some future.
surgically-
That's some Futurama shit.
Surgically removed frozen faces.
Yeah, just looking up into the sky.
Are they allowed to choose their expression?
Yes, but it's from a set list.
So, but when does it happen? Is it at the height of their fame?
From
So they get a new face, identical, like Face Off with Nick Cage.
Could
No,
they
this
make
is
it
when
work?
they die. This is when they die.
Could they make it work just using a wax figure?
No.
A wax replacement?
No.
So it has to involve. So body horror is mandatory.
Yes!
absolutely, there is someone whose sole responsibility is to remove the faces of celebrities and put them in a slab.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But we've gone a little bit off topic.
It's a little bit.
We're talking
So,
about
so
2000
Nick,
whatever film, Noah.
Nick becomes obsessed with finding out this, so he basically stalks the granddaughter of Lucinda.
Yes.
Uh,
Played by Rose Byrne.
very well, I might add. She's good in this. And she's got a daughter about the same age as Jacob. And like, oh, they're hitting it off. And then there's a
Wait.
kind of romance-ish thing.
No!
Yes.
At no point was I like,
Yes.
yes, this is romance.
She's freaked out because he has stalked her, and then he's right once, and she's in love with him.
I don't think she's in love with him.
She's in love with him, John.
No.
It's Hollywood. Crinkle,
No.
crinkle.
For
Crinkle,
what?
crinkle.
For crinkle, crinkle. Right.
Crinkle.
Is that audio for you listeners?
Oh,
We're an ASMR podcast now.
fucking spicy onion rings.
Yeah, because the sheet comes to an end with EE,
Minimal crinkle.
and no one.
Oh,
He's
they're
like,
stale.
what the fuck does EE mean? And there's no like longitude and latitude. And then they go to her grandmother's house in the woods at night. They choose to go at fucking night.
Well, the world's ending. They've got to be quick about it.
but they don't know that
They
yet.
don't know that yet.
They get there,
And they find a holy Bible.
they find a Bible.
Yeah, but the
and
Bible
then-
was like really, really vandalized.
And they find loads of like religious imagery.
It's called annotations, John. Not
And they-
vandalism.
It's called taking notes. It's like
And
grammar
they're-
incorrect.
Please see me after class, Jesus.
And they're looking
Seems a
round.
bit far-fetched.
So
Not
they're,
sure about parting the sea.
they're looking round
A
the.
little bit sexist, perhaps.
What
They're
would you like to say?
looking round the cottage, and they look under. The,
Derivative of a Muslim work. Sorry.
and Lucinda was known for like after she got the page taken
On
off
a
her
donkey.
when she was fucking hell. After she got the page taken off her, she was scratching numbers into the desk, and then she goes missing.
Build
and
the
then there's
world in
police out.
7
Fucking
days.
shut up!
A bit unrealistic.
Took a day off, lazy bugger.
Alright, that's kind of a bit personal. Sorry, Ian.
What would you like
I've
to
run
say?
out.
I mean, I kind of agree. If he's so great and benevolent, why is he needing a fucking rest?
Yeah, does he have like some kind of cosmic hammock? What does he do when he
Strung
rests?
between Jupiter and Mars.
He's got his feet in a basin filled with ice and water with like a pina colada.
I'm proud of my work.
A Jupiter-sized.
Why don't I don't know? We'll give him free will.
A little bit of free will as a treat.
But I've had this amazing idea for a pretty much incurable thing called cancer.
Oh, they'll hate me for that one.
And what about I've come up with
You know
this
that sex thing they love to do? Diseases.
That's that. Oh no! And I've thought of this. I've
Not
thought
okay.
of this. I've made this little worm, and I'm not sure what to do with it. I'm thinking it could like burrow into the eyes of poor children.
Delicious, delightfully devilish.
Swirling his wine.
Slosh slosh.
Good year, this one.
Good vintage. Pre-Big Bang.
What year is this? Oh yes, 0.
Oh wait, I decide.
You wonder what there was before the big wine? I had a vineyard. That's what.
The big wine. The universe was created when God was stamping grapes with his feet.
The world was made in 7 glasses.
God is but a sommelier with his array of various scents and notes.
This
that he
too
can
is
sip from.
terroir.
A tart glass.
Alright,
So they get to the cottage, and Nick's gone into the school because they found Lucinda later on that evening when they buried the thing. They found her in a cupboard with her she'd ripped her nails off and there was blood coming out, and she'd been scratching the shit into the door.
Yes, very very much the little girl from The Shining.
Yes,
Both twins congealed into one, and Wednesday Adams.
So they
Adams.
And they
Wednesday Adams is a good character though. I mean, not in that.
Oh yeah, we'll ignore that.
Yeah. So they get to the cottage and they look under the bed and they tip it up and they just see written over and over again, or scratched in over and over again, everyone else. So they find out what EE means. So they've discovered that the world is going to come to an end.
Yes.
And
Through sci-fi bullshit.
And somehow everyone else finds out about this.
Yeah, that wasn't made that clear.
No.
It was like he discovered it like a day beforehand, maybe a few hours
No, it
beforehand.
was like a week beforehand.
Was it a week beforehand?
Yeah, and he goes and tells his mates. So he's saying,
Yeah,
the world's going to end in a
They
week.
didn't have a week. They had maybe 2 days.
Well, yeah, and so was it there was solar flares. That's what it
There
was.
was a solar flare, but
Yeah.
by the time he figured out it was predicted, maybe
It's too late.
By you said 2 days have passed, and then the rest of the world figure it out on their own. There was really no point in the prediction.
Mm-hmm.
The prediction was meaningless.
Yes. But, right, okay, so the whole thing is Nick Cage's kids and Rose Byrne's kids are like chosen to be the next, the bastion of humanity, and the Adam and Eve, and they are one of thousands of sets of children, presumably. who've
Probably
been-
more like dozens, given the amount of spaceships.
True, who have been selected across the planet. The aliens' logic to send this message, we only see this one thing, to send this message into the head of a child who has no influence, power, or reputation to do anything about it.
And also, the thing she wrote is immediately put into a time capsule for
be-
50 fucking years!
To be lost for 50 years. She doesn't send it anywhere. It's her idea, the alien's idea, to put it in a time capsule because she suggested the school to do a time capsule thing.
Did
So
she?
the
Is she the one
aliens-
that suggested it?
Yeah, because she won the competition. So
But was she possessed like
precisely.
that entire
So
timeline?
was it the aliens' decision to make the downfall of humanity unavailable?
Yeah.
And did this happen with each selected conduit, or was it only this one?
Was it only Nicolas Cage's child? And
Was
this
Nicolas
adjacent
Cage
child?
also happening in, say, Venezuela?
That would be an interesting take. There's a knowing too there. Fucking Nicolas. It's just.
Nicolas Cage speaking entirely in Spanish.
We gotta milk this dry.
I mean-
milk this.
Sorry, I'd be interested in just a different perspective for the same event.
Yeah.
There'd be something there. It'd be really stupid though.
Nicolas Cage with a Hong Kong accent.
I don't know what the Hong Kong accent is.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Maybe not.
Maybe do you think he would do it? Would that be a step too far, or is that exactly what the kind of excitement his career needs?
I mean,
stepped over that line.
it
Has he
doesn't
been
really-
cancelled?
I meant more like country's equivalent of Nick Cage, not Nick Cage himself.
No, it has to be Nick Cage speaking in these languages.
If the man can play an ant, goddammit.
Oh gosh. Alright, so I mean the alien angle weird. Does it imply that
Not aliens, really. angels.
More like not angels, really, aliens.
No.
Yeah.
Their spaceship's cool.
It's stupid.
I like the well, it's different.
Yeah,
It's not,
a TARDIS.
flying disc.
A flying police
I
boat.
mean, I guess, the TARDIS is pretty innovative as well. It's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
But yeah, their spaceship's all weird and foldy,
it's-
and as you described it, origami.
It's space horror, yeah.
Sci-fi
Yeah,
origami.
what I'm trying to get at, though, does this imply, though, that given that our biblical story is Adam and Eve and the
Yes.
the Garden of Eden, is this just another alien event?
Does this imply that the Earth was founded by...
That humanity on Earth was the aliens again.
Another...
And it's just this horrible cycle
going to
of
one place to another.
them seeding humanity on a planet, humanity being destroyed by an event, them taking a few dozen individuals and doing it on another planet over and over again
Well, I
in
think
some
that
kind of endless societal torture.
They're going from galaxy to galaxy.
Do they take bets on how long they'll survive?
Because as you said, while we were watching it, John, they don't give them any information, or any sort of
they
skills.
take two
or-
9-year-olds
Yeah.
that do not know nearly enough to rebuild any kind of society.
Maybe they have a grasp on the alphabet by now.
Yeah, they can speak language.
A bit.
Yeah. They can perhaps use a tool if they thought about it really hard.
But they don't leave them with any sort of way to feed themselves.
They don't know how to purify
But
water
it's
really.
the Garden
the
of
apple.
Eden. But will they eat the apple? Is
They
it just
always will.
the cycle continues?
It's like
I don't.
continues.
I mean, I feel like it's stretching.
Naughty God.
Putting all these temptations in front of people, you know they're going to do it.
Dirty bug.
Yeah,
You can't put a big red button and say, "Don't push it, God." You'd push it. You made the button.
Yeah, and
It's
also
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
no, it was Adam, Eve, and Steve.
It was
first
polyamorous.
supermodels.
They were in a throuple. Everyone forgets Steve.
Steve's written out of the history book.
How do you think they had so? How do you think there was so many children produced? Because Adam, God, he kind of keep up with Eve's schedule.
I mean,
Steve had to be there.
Why would you have two men?
You can't keep up with Adam's schedule.
The men are not the limiting. Unfortunately, are not the
Steve is
limiting
the
factor
bullet.
in procreation. Right.
Men could have babies too.
I mean, yeah, if you're a seahorse.
Fuck yeah.
Are you saying you want to give
Let's
birth?
become seahorse.
I do not want to give birth. There is
Seems
no
pretty
part
horrible.
of me. I watched it. It's not nice.
Oh yeah, you were there. No.
You were there, man.
Yeah. You've experienced 2 births in your life.
Do you want a knockoff Swiss?
Fuck yes.
Swiss?
No, they're
German?
Yeah, they're Swiss. I think.
Swiss?
Bueno.
Ah!
We're gonna get sued.
No, we've said the name of not the actual name of the company.
What's the name for that type of biscuit?
It's
Fuck it, doesn't
just a
matter.
hazelnut.
Knowing.
Wait, no, this is the Hoover thing.
Hoover.
Well, because we call Hoover was a
Hoover,
brand of
yeah.
vacuum cleaner,
Yeah.
but the name Hoover became so synonymous with vacuum cleaner, it could no longer be used
Yeah.
to mean it's weird. I'm just saying, if a type of
I guess a
confectionery-
hazelnut triangle type dealio.
You mean a Toblerone?
No, I don't. That's nougat.
Nougat?
That's not nougat.
Is it not?
Yeah,
What is it?
there's
No.
nougat in it.
What's the
No,
little
it's
bits?
that's hazelnut. Isn't it?
Ah, it's nougat.
Nougat is soft.
Yeah, it's hard then soft and chewy.
No.
Yeah,
Nougat.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
We're gonna buy a
We gotta
Toblerone.
go out. What are we doing here? Right.
Science.
So before we wrap up, we'll do a bit of the old trivia stuff.
No, we're bringing this segment back.
Yeah. So
Directly from
I think
IMDb.
this is quite clever. So the school in the movie is William Dawes Elementary. Now, William Dawes was one of the writers who, like Paul Revere, warned the Minutemen that British troops were coming, just as a child at the namesake school was trying to warn people what was coming.
You know what?
I mean, she didn't try to warn them.
I think this is more of a me problem than your trivia section, but the same thing is happening as what happened in the podcast that shall not be named, is that I just like tune you out. I'm sorry.
Wow, it's so horrible.
It was horrible.
Well, this one might keep you in. An anagram of the young girl who creates the list of numbers, Lucinda Embry, is badly numeric.
You know what? That's intentional. No, that is definitely intentional.
And the piece of classical music we hear at the start and again at the very end of the film, as Nicolas Cage is going. So after his son Caleb, that was it. Caleb and whatever her name is, because Lucinda, because Rose Byrne's character is dead. Because she died in a car accident when everyone's losing their shit because there's solar flares and
Yeah.
you can see
I had
fire.
something. Sorry to interrupt. I had something to say about her death. In that, like, during a car crash, the world is clearly falling apart, or they're trying to make you think the world is falling apart. The ambulance workers, the police workers, the fire department are just doing their jobs as normal, which is wild.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
that's
did
the
like
film.
that about the film. It was just like emergency services just keep operating until the world is engulfed
It kind
in
of.
flame.
I don't know what it's trying to suggest, though. Is it like people were always help? Or that, like, they're not.
Everything is futile.
The director didn't consider them people.
Or are
They're
they?
there for the plot.
Because literally
are they-
everyone is freaking out, except for the truck driver, because he's just driving truck. And,
Truck driver drives truck.
yeah, and like the emergency services, who are just doing their jobs.
But Nick has a troubled relationship with his father, who is a
preacher.
A minister.
My father's a minister.
Oh,
Yeah,
Cage is
I
in
missed
this.
that. I was just like,
Yeah,
whatever.
and he's a scientist, and obviously those two can never meet because you'd never
No,
meet
but
religious
he
scientists
accepts
Yeah.
religion back into his life at the end of the film.
because he
Only because he was slapped in the face
'cause
repeatedly
he
with
huddles
predestination.
he huddles with his
Angels.
mother, his father, and his sister in the living room as they are engulfed in flames.
That was
and
nice.
leading up to that, the piece of music that is playing is one of my favourite pieces of classical music, which is Beethoven's Seventh Symphony, second movement, allegretto in A minor.
You know one of my favourite pieces of classical music?
What?
Uptown Funk.
You were 50 years too early, dude. Actually, probably 100 years too early.
I mean, we're not that far from calling it classical. I was listening to absolute classic rock the other day, and
Yeah,
Blink
but,
182 came on.
Films that are set like...
All the small things.
Shut up. Films that are set like
Where are you?
a number of decades
I'm
in
so
the future
sorry.
that like
I can't
fall...
sleep.
Alright.
I can't dream tonight.
Join us next week. Are you done with trivia?
Twivia.
In the Bible, Lucinda means bringer of light.
Well, they call me William
Wait,
the
Lucinda's the mother, right?
I sold opium five.
So her only role in the story, given her namesake, is to give birth to the Destiny Child. Even
Yeah.
less agency than Nicolas
She
Cage's
is-
character.
Mary Magdalene? Or was
Mary
she
Magdalene
Jesus?
was the rumoured wife of Jesus.
Mary the mother then.
Yeah.
Mother
Yes.
Mary.
Mary
Also,
of
this is the
Nazareth.
film
Mary
debut
of
of who's going to be taking over as Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher. Liam
Hemsworth.
That's a
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
Yeah, he was in this film.
Oh, he was in the film.
Yes,
That's
he's
weird.
one of the
Very shortly.
students.
That's
Well, join us next week for a sequel.
A sequel. Is it a film we've already watched?
with Congeniality 2.
We could. New Year's is coming up, although this will be 2023 when this comes out.
Yeah, this will be like June.
maybe. The film is The Croods: A New Age.
Ah!
A resounding ah. I think that's an Aardman. That's an Aardman one, isn't it?
Is it?
No,
No,
it's CGI.
No, it's an Aardman.
No,
It might be an Aardman CGI.
Aardman don't do CGI, I don't think.
Not really. Not as a rule.
Aardman.
I think
Aardman.
it's The Croods was an Aardman thing. Oh no, it was Stone Age Man or some shit they did.
Oh, the football one.
Yeah.
I don't think I like that one.
With the tank.
The Croods, it's Universal. It's got Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone.
Right, we'll join us
Peter Dinklage!
as we creep ever closer to reaching our goal of watching every released Nicolas Cage.
And at the end, we'll have
And
Nick on the
reviewing them,
podcast
or
to talk
talking
about
about
his
He better
films.
fucking know about us by the end of this. Because we are definitely not the only people doing this. Right.
Well, have we found anyone that's doing this?
Oh, there are people doing Nicolas Cage podcasts.
You're just saying that, like.
Oh, there are.
Oh no, competition.
We've got the best one, obviously.
We do. With fans we adore.
Yes, all of you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. John.
Bye.
Nicolas Cage is an international treasure of ours, yeah. Oh, Nicolas Cage.
At least 4 Pratts.